Prophet Benjo breaks silence on Africa. Ghana, Zimbabwe, South Africa, Lesotho, many other African countries talking about death in Africa, comparing the death in Africa to the death in America. See, this is a finance man talking, and also this is a prophet speaking. So, in these two ways, he has a lot of facts. From the finance background, facts, details, okay? And also, from the prophetic side of things, he can also go into details. But look, there's something very true in what prophet is saying that you need to know. Let's go watch this one.
Antichrist is coming. Yes, the Antichrist. But these are the sons of disobedience. Trust me, AI is more dangerous. And if it takes over, it takes over. All right. Hear me. I want to show you something so that you get it. Let's put on what the Guardian says about Africa hunger. There it is. Wiping hunger in Africa could cost just 5 billion. Then ask them how it is to implement that digital thing in your hand. It will be 100 billion or 400 billion. Yet wiping Africa hunger is 5 billion. Okay. Maybe you might not agree with it. Let's just go to AI. It will give us a little bit bigger figure. There it is. A report from Series 2030 suggests that ending world hunger, not Africa hunger, world hunger, which includes Africa, would require 330 billion over 10 years. That means we're talking about 33 billion a year. We'll end world hunger.
Not Africa.
Not Africa.
The world.
So that means there is somebody who doesn't want to give us money. I want to ask this question. Why is it America owes trillions of dollars and is still a superpower? And Africa owes maybe 3 billion, 5 billion other countries and still not become, still going down. They didn't get it. Africa has a debt, or rather, let's just say Egypt, let's say Congo, whatever it is. I'm not giving you real figures here. Let's say Kenya, let's say Namibia owes 5 billion to IMF, and that's its only debt. This is an example. Why is it that its economy is going down? And American economy growing? Yet it owes China only over 1 trillion.
In a bigger debt.
And it's still going up. Simple. Because they owe that trillion in US dollars. They can simply print it. They didn't get that. So the debt of America and the debt of Zimbabwe, two different things. That one, they can print their own money, is in US dollars.
That's it.
The debt this country owes is not in US dollars. It is in US dollars. It's not in the Zimbabwean dollar. If it was in Zimbabwean dollars, what would we have done?
We print.
Print it overnight.
Overnight, we finish it. The morning, we are done. Debt free.
So a lot of people comment, oh, America is in debt, but it's growing. Now African countries are in debt, but they are going down. These Africans don't know how to manage. Yeah, we can agree with you on that some countries have leaders that can't manage the economy. We can agree on that. But the point is, if the debt is not in rands, but in US dollars, and yet South Africa is not America. And if you owe America, they don't say pay us in rands. They say pay us in US dollars. And if we owe you, we'll send it, don't worry. And they send it in newly printed notes. So they can end their debts like this. But now notice here, there is always tracking. Everyone is under a big brother moment. And every time they want to introduce something, they do something. Let me show you. I dealt with it I think it was during that submarine that went down in America.
Yes, sir.
I think it had a billionaire or something. That's
Yes,
what
sir.
they say. That's what they claim.
Yes.
Was a billionaire. Even you would know this thing. I can't go with it anyway.
That's true.
You don't need prophecy there. That small tube, they will go like, bye. Now notice, they showed that thing. It was commotion. People were talking about it. They were talking about it. They were hiding. Hundreds of Africans who had died, I believe, on the coast of Greece.
Yeah.
Hundreds.
Trying to cross here.
Trying to cross. They died. They never filmed that. They never showed it on TV. They showed you, I don't know, 4 or 5 people.
True.
Diversions. They know exactly where to focus you. While it's the focus in there and you're going that direction, especially during this, someone actually looked at the stages and they realized that every time there is a World Cup, there is a tournament that takes people's attention. When you finish, if you're a clever person, you realize that they've changed rules and regulations for the country in that moment when you were enjoying. You never noticed. They were busy shifting. They were busy putting tighter rules. It was all about control. Check it that you're not in control. But God is in control. But mostly that you're not controlled by something that is not God. And it's happening consistently. The music you listen to is controlling you. Do you realize that when you get on an airplane, that sound that they give you, that sound that you hear, it might not be a song. It's just an instrumental. Do you know there are scientists that are called by these airlines to check on the psychology of a person when they hear that sound? So they know if you're going to stay in one tube like this for 1 hour before they take off, they need music to calm you, to affect you psychologically. And you are in there going like, we're about to, you even call it, we're about to take off. 30 minutes, we're just waiting for 2 or 3 people. We're about to go now, we're about to go. Finally we're going. Check in, you arrive 3 hours early, then you get on the flight, 1 hour inside there while it's waiting, 4 hours at the airport so that you can leave. All that moment, they need to contain you.
2025 market crash has come to an end and you've heard it here first. Trump tariffs have caused an uncertainty on the market. This is the right time for investors to jump in. Now, XPX, that is S&P 500, dropped 21%. NAS 100 dropped 27%. UK 100 dropped 16%. US 30, best 30 performing companies, right, in the United States dropped 20%. BTC, I predicted, is going to hit 75K. It even dropped to 74,000 and some few pennies there, right? Now, this is a time. The elites have taken profit. The market has gone down during uncertainty with Trump tariffs. This is a time that we have set into an accumulation phase. You want to invest into the forex market, the synthetic, space. You want to invest into the crypto market. You want to do forex. You want to do stocks. You don't know how to do it. Join the financial market masterclass with Trader Nixon, and I'll show you how to do it like it.
That's it. Why is it that America is in debt trillions of dollars and is still the superpower of economies in the world? And why is it that Ghana is owing maybe around $30 billion or maybe 5 billion, maybe 6 billion, 7 billion from IMF and we are crying? Why is it that Zimbabwe is owing maybe, let's say, 1 billion? I'm not very specific or accurate with the figures. I'm just citing examples. So don't be emotional. And we are crying. What is the problem? That is what the prophet said. And look, every country must be treated or be a hub running like a business. If you don't treat your country that way, your country is going to collapse. Your economy is going to suffer. Last time, years back or some months back, when I was having to deal with something for some one office here. I was like playing a digital marketing role or something like that. I don't want to be too specific, yeah. And there is a man who belongs to one of the major parties in Ghana. I told him, look, every government needs to create the grounds of their economy to like an operation, business operation. If not that, the economy will struggle and suffer. It has to be like that. So, every country, debt it's not the problem. But the problem is, do you really treat your economy like a business? Because if you don't treat your what are the rudiments of a business? You make profit. It's not an NGO. Many African presidents run their countries like NGOs. It doesn't work like that. You need to run it like a business. So that is what the Americans understand. You see Trump tariffs here and there, running this thing like an operation, a business. That is it. But Africans will be like, oh, no. Bro, it is your export and import agenda operation you must be very much conscious about business. And let's stop pretending in Africa. It is business. When somebody comes into your country, takes gold out, takes cocoa beans out, takes this out, coffee out, and all of that, it is business. When Mahama came into Ghana, the exchange rate was around 16 cities or 14 cities. It has to decrease it to like 10 cities. So you can use it to service your debt. You've taken a lot of loans from IMF. Service the debt. If the exchange rate is so high, because the debt that we have taken, they are pegged into the US dollar. So if you don't reduce the exchange rate, Mahama was able to reduce the exchange rate. I'm giving you scenarios so that you compare it, right? Mahama has reduced the exchange rate to an extent where, IMF came in and was like, look, World Bank and all of that. Look, you cannot be interfering into the exchange rate system like that. You need to make it a free market. Why? Because they don't realize that, look, this is the agenda of the Mahama's administration, and then they are trying to, it has to be business. You understand me? I cannot say a lot on this video. I've already said a lot. But that is how every economy works. If you need to hold any president accountable for why they are taking so much loans, why they are doing this, why they are doing that, it needs to be on the grounds of business. That is why I always say, do not vote a lawyer in. What does he know? If he doesn't have like great guys around who he can put in positions of power to, run the country well, vote a business person in. Africa, they like to vote people who are grown men in because they believe grown men are having wisdom. Look, your country will suffer. Put business people in there. That will do right for your countries. So that's what Trump is doing. Even though Trump is old, but he still understands business. That's the difference between America and some other African countries. Many African countries without loan will still survive, but for their selfish ambition. This is a whole big thing. My name is Shoda Nixon. Let me leave it here. Make sure to subscribe, share, like this video. Somebody will say, Nick likes talking a lot. Bro, I don't even like talking a lot in all of the videos. It's some of the videos that I have interest in that I say, look, I can say a thing or two about this one. And if you feel I think I talk a lot, when you're done watching the video that you want, your interest is in, just leave. It's simple as ABC. Sometimes I don't know why people complain. When you're done watching where you are interested in, just go somewhere else or go do something else. It's simple as ABC. Right? I hope we're on the same page. We are okay. Yeah, sure. Thank you. I want to see you. I want to see you some other time. I'm out.